Okay, it's recording. Hey, good evening. It is Tuesday Night Live. Tuesday Night Live. Actually, it is our Boss Babes Trailblazer series, and I'm so excited to kick this off and get it going. But I'm going to open in prayer, and then I got a couple announcements, and then we'll get going. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for all that you're doing within us and your guidance and your wisdom and your protection that you put over us and the healing that you're putting upon all of us and our families and just the traveling mercies of going back and forth and the fires in LA. Lord, just put your hands and put the fires out and protect the people and protect the workers that are there trying to put the fires out. Give them the strength they need to get it done, to get the job done. And I know everything is in your hands at this moment. So I just pray these in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. So I got a couple of announcements. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. Pull up my announcements. I just had it up, but we are getting ready. Okay, so next Monday, Katrina gave us an idea last night. If you were not on, I did post a couple of things that she did. I posted in Facebook a couple of videos that she used. One of them was an analogy about taking a piece of paper and folding it in half. You need to watch that. It's an eye opener. You fold it in half, then you fold it in half, and you fold it in half to where you have these little strips going down. And I don't have a blank piece of paper here, so I can't do it. But you fold it and fold it. Watch that little TikTok video. And you number at the top, like 1 through 10, 10 through 20, 20 through 30, 30 through 40, whatever it is that lady says. But it's all you need is a pen and a piece of paper and do what she says. Because what happens is it's going to open your eyes onto what you've already been through in life and where you're at and how much time you have left. And what are you going to do with that time that you have left? Well, I don't have a whole lot of time left, according to her, unless I get bonus time. I don't have a whole lot of time left. And so I have to make what I have left in my life account for something and make it on purpose and be on purpose. I encourage you to watch that TikTok video. It's really an eye opener. I've never seen it quite like that. I've heard about it, but I've never really seen it quite like that. So I'm going to go ahead and show. I've got the Buzz Kit that you guys can actually earn a Buzz Kit. Let me screen share. Says share sound, but we don't have any sound with this. But I'm going to share. I posted it. Earn your Fierce Buzz Kit. Turn in before February 5th. So the activity, the IPAs that you're doing this month, and you will order a $400 wholesale and 25 items sold. Track your items that you're selling. So like in the Miracle Set, there's 4 items in there. Satin Hand Set, there's 3 items. Hand cream is 1 item. So you get the gist. Microdermabrasion, there's 2 items in the set. So you track your items sold and then turn in the sheet at the end of the month or before February 5th. Because what that will get you is either some lookbooks or lookbooks and full-size products. And so it's your Buzz Kit for consultants that we do when we have a new product. Oh, I'm not even sharing it. I thought I was sharing it. Okay. So now I'm sharing it. So now you can see it. It is a Buzz Kit for you as consultants. You can see it says 400 wholesale, 25 items sold, 600 wholesale, 50 items sold, 800 wholesale, 75 items sold. If you do the work and you track your items, you will earn the Buzz Kit if you turn in your sheet. If you don't turn it in, I'm not going to track you down and hunt you down and try to get your IPAs. I'm not. So you need to be responsible. We are all over 18. Be an adult, be responsible, turn in your sheet, or you will not get the prize. I'm just saying, you won't get the Buzz Kit. So, but you have to turn it in before February 5th. It's on Facebook. I've emailed it out. Um, so it's all there. And Katrina came up with this, or someone, yeah, I think her assistant came up with this. So I'm running with it because I want you to see the new products. Okay. See the products, get the books, pass them out, get some sales. You will get sales. Okay, so the next picture I want to show you is, she talked about it last night. And I'll share next Monday, which I didn't even realize that it was Martin Luther King's birthday. It has to be. You know how I know this is because my husband passed away in 1996 on Martin Luther King's birthday. And I'll have to look at the date. The date might be a different day, but this is where they're observing it. It's on the 20th. I think it was the 20th. I'll have to look. But she's doing for her unit Fun, Free, and Fabulous Monday, January 20th, celebrating everyday heroes in our community. And it could be anything. You could be an everyday hero just by being a mom, just by being a bus driver, just by being a clerk, just by working. You're a hero just for getting up and doing your job every day and being nice and pleasant. Okay. But this is the time slots she's doing her pop-ups. We can do virtual pop-ups. And I say this, and I want to encourage us to get together and add people to the groups. I'm going to do different time slots. That's why I pulled this one up. I already went in and edited and took all her times out, and I'm going to put times in there. 11 a.m. I like. 1 p.m. I like. I don't want to do back-to-back every hour on the hour because I have to have a break in between because I'm the one doing the talking. And they're only 20 minutes, but I pour a lot into that 20 minutes. And it has to give you time to follow up with your people that are on. So it's just a 20-minute pop-up. It says 20 fast minutes of beauty and self-care as we celebrate you for all that you do. Bring a friend, and you both will receive a free gift for joining the Zoom. So it's going to be Zoom on this Zoom meeting. I'm doing it also for the new consultants so they can be Great Start qualified. I have a couple of them that the deadline is this month, and we need to get them Great Start qualified. They're over halfway there. They just need to finish. But are you guys up for getting people on a pop-up next Monday, or are you not up for it? It's an easy way to get your faces done. If you're tracking 15, 30 faces for the month, it's an easy way to get 15 faces on virtually, and you don't have to do anything. Don't even have to pass out a pampering pack. No takers? Nobody's going to do it?
I'll do.
Lois, can you do it? Do you think you can do it?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I can try and put some feelers out at doctor's appointments this week.
Okay, because it's really quick appointments. So, I mean, let me get the time slots. Let's agree on times. What times do you think would work the best? I was thinking maybe 11, 1, 3. Do people work on that holiday?
Yeah, a lot of my doctor's offices still are open.
Okay. So let's do like, maybe we should do like at 1, 3, 5, and 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, I'll design the flyer. I'll put the times on there, 1, 3, 5, and 7. Pacific time. And that way people after work can get on for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Some people may get off earlier, but some people may want to do it during the day. But if we can do that and get, a couple people on each time, 4 time slots, 1, 3, 5, and 7. If you can get 2 people on each time, that's 8 people that accounts for facials.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm tracking 30 faces. So I have to get my 30 faces done. So I'm going to be reaching out to people, even people I just facial, but I want them to see more of the products that they didn't get to try. So that's the deal. I facialed the bridal party over in Templeton, but I'm going to invite them so they can see more products. because I'll talk about all the other products. And it's good for consultants to get on that don't know anything about products too, just to jump on and listen. But I need to have RSVPs. Like Katrina said, all these time slots she has up here on this, she said she's doing it for her unit, her personal unit. And if they don't RSVP, she's not getting on. Now that's a lot of time slots.
Yeah.
That's 6. I don't want to do 6. That ties up my whole day off. Because I pour in, I put a lot of energy into 20 minutes.
Mhm.
And so it's like getting in front of them physically. And it's like you get in front of them and we don't work hard. Let's be real. It's not hard. Even when
Mhm.
you're in front of the camera and you do social media, I mean, you pour into it for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or do whatever, however long it takes to do a video or post and whatever. But when you're done, you're going like, wow, I really worked. But you physically didn't get out there and shovel. You know what I'm saying? But you worked mentally and put your whole personality and everything into it. So it's the same. You're taking your energy and pouring into it. It's kind of the same thing. So yeah, let's do 1, 3, 5, and 7, and I'll create it and I'll post it on Facebook. I'll send it out so we can start inviting people. And when they RSVP that they want on, you can give them the Zoom link, the same one we used tonight. It's be the same Zoom link. I'll create a flyer with the Zoom link on there, and then I'll create one with just the time so you can actually message them and post it on your Facebook that's what we're doing. And you're looking for everyday heroes in our community. So you can post that and it's okay. And they just need to DM you to get the info. Okay.
So what
Or
are
have
we
a
doing
comment,
for
have
pampering
them comment
packs?
below. Huh?
What are we doing for pampering packs then?
We're not pampering. It's not pampering packs. We're not passing out pampering packs. These are pop-ups. These pop-ups is I get the products and I just talk about the products. Nothing goes on the face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
nothing goes on the face, nothing like that. Pampering packs are going to be mailed out for Thursday nights. We're going to start doing them on Thursdays.
Okay.
But this is just a pop-up, one-day pop-up. It's like a blitz. It's
Because
like
the way it reads, it makes it sound like as if they're getting self-care. It says 20 minutes.
Well,
20
they'll
fast
get a
minutes.
gift if they get on. Then you can pick out the gift you want to give them. You can give them a gift certificate for $10 or $20, or give them a travel size satin hand, little hand cream, or you can give them any kind of a gift. A lip
Okay.
gloss mini.
Okay.
Yeah, you can give them any kind of gift. So it's free. It's free for them, fun, free, and fabulous. Because it doesn't cost them anything to get on, and they don't have to purchase if they don't want to.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll do that, and I'll create that flyer for that, and we'll get that lined up, and I'll have to get my Zoom lined up for that day. But yeah, so I think it's good, and I think on Thursday nights I'm going to go back to doing. They call it, instead of hydrofacials, glass skin is what they're calling it, glass skin facial. I think they had to adjust the title a little bit, because hydrofacials is a deep exfoliation and a deep hydration. Hydrofacial is actually the foaming cleanser, the microdermabrasion, charcoal mask, facial peel, and then it's the I'm trying to remember all of it. Satin lips and renewing gel mask is in there. If I remember right, I'll have to pull out my sheet, but there's a lot more to the hydrofacial than there is the glass skin facial. Glass skin facial is the cleanser, the foaming cleanser, the charcoal mask, or the microdermabrasion and charcoal mask. No, the charcoal mask and the facial peel. But it doesn't add in the microdermabrasion with it. So they had to change I think they had to change the title to glass skin, because it really makes your skin like glass. It smooths it out, detoxes, exfoliates it, detoxes and exfoliates. So we'll start doing that on Thursdays, virtual, and that you can mail a pampering pack out for. or hand out a pampering pack. Okay, so let me see what else. There was one more announcement. I can't remember what it is, but let's get started. Let me get my screen pulled up with the video. And then we'll get started. Did everybody, hold on, let me pause her there. Did everybody print out? I printed out for week number 1. It says, I am ready to commit myself. Oh, one more announcement. Social media. I did a lot of social media. When I was at leadership, I took the social media classes. Meta was there. Meta was there with our company to train us on how to post and what not to do and what to do. And I also talked to one of the gals that is in the Instagram and the social media. And while I was talking to her, I was telling her about, I post sometimes on Instagram and I cannot get the YouTube video to post. I have a platform that I use to try to post in 2 screens or 2 platforms at one time, like Facebook business page and Instagram business page. And she said, show me what you're talking about. So I showed her. And what it is I have an assistant that actually creates these posts in the party groups, the private groups, and it's okay. But it's not okay to go on Instagram with a model on there or a Mary Kay corporate person modeling the products in a YouTube video showing a tutorial or whatever. It's not okay to post that on Instagram. That's why it won't post the YouTube video. It won't post the YouTube link. It is illegal for me to do that. So I actually had to take down all of my posts that had the picture. It looks like there was a link there for a YouTube video with a person on there, but it wasn't. The link would not post. So it wouldn't, you couldn't click on it and actually watch the video because all of those people are either paid models or they're corporate people that are doing the videos. And that's not allowed to post. So I had to take them all off my Instagram business page. Just so you know. I did it while she was standing there watching me and telling me, no, you can't post that. No, you can't post that. No, you can't post that. We went right down the whole screen and she had me delete all of those posts.
And to me, that makes no sense because that's paid advertising of Mary Kay. So why is it we can't post that?
It's okay to post. It's okay to post it. Like on Facebook, I can post it, but not on Instagram.
Only in our private page.
Because they pay the models to do those.
Only in our private page?
Well, you can post them in your private page. I post it on my business page. And I'm not taking them down off my business page.
So we can post it in our business page, but we can't post them on our private page?
Yeah, you can post them on your private page on Facebook, but on
then
Instagram.
Why is it we can't do it on Instagram? Well, I don't usually use Instagram, but very often. But I mean, that
Instagram will not let you even post a YouTube video. What it is she explained what they want is for you to personally, like Marina does, go on there and do your own video. People want to see you doing the products. They don't want to watch somebody else. I mean, they do want to watch somebody else, but they actually want to interact with you. You will get more followers and more products sold if you do the video and post it.
Not if you don't know what you're doing.
Well, and it's okay if you don't know what you're doing because practice, they said you just need to practice and keep going, keep posting and just tell people, well, I don't really know what I'm doing, but here, let's give it a shot. I did that on YouTube. I have YouTube videos from back in 2020 when I started and I look at some of those videos, I'm just going like, oh my gosh, I have grown since then. I've learned since then. But the only way, like the new products coming out and I'm going to show them on a video and I'll post it, whether they come out good or not, it's going to be all good because people want to see what you're doing, not what the corporate staff is modeling, not what the paid models are doing. So, but yeah, I don't know. She said there's more on In Touch social media wise that I can research and get more information. So, but all the social media posting on all the things we can post products on Instagram. We can do our own personal videos on Instagram, and all of that. But we cannot post a paid model from Mary Kay, a Mary Kay video paid model on our Instagram. That's a no-no. And they will eventually catch you, and they will eventually take it down. You know,
Hey, I'm gonna have to go and then come back on because I think the hospice nurse is here.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. So let's get started so I hope that's clear as mud because I still have to learn, but I did take down all my stuff on Instagram. So I have to learn to do my own personal videos. But let me go ahead. Let's get started. So we're actually going to do the first one. This one's a little bit longer than the second video with Linda Toupin. I've already watched this one. This one's an interview with Jennifer Cook. If you don't know who Jennifer Cook was, she was Mary Kay's private secretary for years. So I'm going to go ahead and share it so we can get started. And I need to share the sound, share the screen. Okay, let's go.
Well, hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. Happy 2025. I'm National Sales Director Karen Rydell, and I'm so excited to kick off our brand new Boss Babe series for this new year. I am super excited to announce that our focus for the next 7 weeks is going to be all about blazing new trails. Let's bring it up so we can see it. Yep, we're going to be talking about our Trailblazer edition this year. And I think you're going to love it. You're going to learn so much. And so if you have your packet, you might see where I encouraged you to stand on your tiptoes and look into the future. Look out there at all the opportunities that exist for you in this incredible opportunity. And I want to ask you, do you see a new trail that you want to blaze? Because there's so many opportunities out there for you. And it's time that you find a new trail to blaze in your business. When that happens, you're going to grow personally, you're going to change lives, and you're going to be able to create new income opportunities and personal growth opportunities for you and your family. Now, what is it going to take for you to be a trailblazer? Well, it is going to take courage. Yep, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. It's going to take persistence because there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be things that get in the way. And you're going to need an adventurous spirit. Yeah, be willing to look outside of your comfort zone and see some new strategies, some new ideas, some new opportunities for you to take on. Well, over the next 7 weeks, you're going to be learning from lots of our incredible teachers. We have an NSD Boss Babe teacher group that's just phenomenal. And hopefully you've got a packet ready with you. If not, you can ask your sales director for information about that. But this packet is just going to give you something to take notes in over across the next 2 months so that you can really learn everything there is to know about being a trailblazer. So I want you to take notes and capture those big takeaways so that you're ready to go in this new year. Today, we're kicking it off with a very special guest speaker. I can't wait for you to meet her. I am excited to introduce you to our first Boss Babe speaker for this series, and it is none other.
Guys, I'm about to cash a check for $180,000 and get my entire car loan paid off. I'm getting all of this.
Then, yes, Jennifer Cook. Oh my goodness. Mary Kay Ash's personal assistant. And she's going to be sharing her thoughts, her stories about really and truly the biggest trailblazer our company knows and the reason that we're here today with Mary Kay Cosmetics. Yep, you got it. Mary Kay Ash, the incredible trailblazer. We're going to learn about her today. So I hope you'll grab your packet so you can start taking some notes as we start into our Boss Babe Trailblazer series. Jennifer, thank you for being on.
I'm excited about this. Sounds like it's going to be a great series.
It is going to be exciting, and we
Participate.
just are thrilled to hear from you today. Could you share with everybody, how long did you work with Mary Kay Ash? What did that look like over the years?
Well, I started in 1971. And I was in college. I worked my way through college, and in 1974, after I graduated, I became full-time Mary Kay, and just right after that, I became her executive secretary.
Wow.
I was 23 years old, and I look back and think, what was Mary Kay thinking? Because, think back when you were 23 years old. Mary Kay saw potential in people, and that was just one of her gifts, was to bring out the potential in everyone. And I retired in 2017 after a long career, a 25-year career with Mary Kay.
Wow. Wow. And that was
that's
after
about
working
45 years.
45 years. Yeah.
45
Wow.
years. Yeah.
Wow. So
Mhm.
it's interesting because when you said you were 23 years old, Mary Kay Ash definitely helped you blaze a new trail in your life, didn't she?
Oh, definitely. I mean, she taught me so much about being a businesswoman, about caring for others. She taught me so much that I have used my whole life. It was what a blessing to have Mary Kay as your teacher and mentor.
And friend. Wow, you're right. I mean, you must have learned so much over all of those years. And I
Yes,
know
I
you
did.
you had a up close personal view, a front row seat to Mary Kay Ash and how she blazed trails. So I know we have a couple questions we're going to talk about for all the consultants today listening. And so let's talk about, first off, can you think of a story you could share with us about Mary Kay Ash and blazing a new trail in our company?
Well, when I think about Mary Kay as a trailblazer, I always go back to the 1960s when she started this company. Mary Kay was awarded the title of greatest female entrepreneur in American history in 2003. They did a survey of all the business historians in the United States. Baylor University did this, and Mary Kay was named as the greatest female entrepreneur in American history, which I'm so proud of her for that. But I think about the reason was because of what she did for women back in the 1960s. Women back then didn't own businesses, and they didn't never make it into the boardroom or the executive suite. And that was always Mary Kay's goal. In fact, she said one time she did make it into the boardroom, but every idea that she put forward was shot down with these words, Mary Kay, you're thinking like a woman. And of course, she's thinking, well, we have a sales force of women. Why can't you appreciate that a woman's viewpoint would be very valuable here?
Yeah.
But they didn't, because it was such a male-dominated society. Back then, women couldn't get a loan, a business loan. They had to take their husbands to the banks with them to get the loan. Sales directors at that time would take their husbands with them on their interviews to build their team building interviews. And while they were talking to the wife, in the kitchen, their husband would be out in the living room talking to the recruit's husband, explaining to that person what a good opportunity this was, that it wasn't some fly-by-night company. And also they couldn't, if a woman got pregnant, she had to relinquish her career at that time. And she couldn't open a bank account without her husband going to the bank with her. She couldn't get a credit card. And at that time, a woman earned 59 cents on every dollar that men made. And Mary Kay, of course, felt that this was so unfair. It was, she came up against that glass ceiling.
Yeah.
But she also wanted to be a trailblazer, not only in helping women, but she also wanted to be a trailblazer in founding a company based on the golden rule. She wanted to show people that a company like this would work, and that when people care about each other and help each other, that, that is the road to success, and not always trying to undercut others. And so
Wow.
that was really how she blazed a trail in the very first beginning. So she would always say she was proud of thinking like a woman. And so like a woman, she decided she was just going to do her own thing since she couldn't get advancement for herself in the corporate world at that time. And so she became a role model for other women.
She really did.
And her company, took off very quickly. She founded it in 1963. By 1968, they were on the over-the-counter market, and her stock just blew up. And everyone was talking about Mary Kay Cosmetics. And the fact that this company was so successful, the women who were a part of this company also became successful.
Yeah.
And National Sales Director Ruby Lee, one month, her check was $76,000. And so she took it to the bank to deposit it. And the teller said to her, "Does your company pay you by the year?" And she said, "No, this is my monthly check," because women couldn't fathom that another woman would be making that kind of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I love that you mentioned that she was thinking like a woman.
Yeah.
To be a trailblazer, you have to be willing to think differently. And while there's nothing wrong with thinking like a woman, in fact, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Back then in the 60s, that wasn't really appreciated.
No, it wasn't.
And so, she really did blaze a trail, and look at how quickly the company took off with her persistence, of course, to become successful and change women's lives. I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the, what was it about her that made her such a great trailblazer or pioneer? But you kind of alluded to it a little bit. I want to kick it off with one word. You talked about some of the obstacles, in Anne's world, that she couldn't get a loan. There were so many obstacles, and that is a part of blazing a new trail. There's going to be obstacles, but Mary Kay Ash obviously was persistent. And I'm so grateful because she could have given up when it got hard. And wow, our company would not be here today. So what are some of the other things that stand out to you about Mary Kay Ash and what made her such a great pioneer?
I think it was passion for women, passion for helping women. She saw so many talented women in the direct sales companies that she was with who didn't have the opportunity to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And she just thought that was terribly unfair. And so she wanted to give women the opportunity that she'd been denied. And according to the leadership guru, John Maxwell, serving others is one of the characteristics of a successful leader. And Mary Kay wanted women to grow in every area of their lives. She wanted them to grow personally, spiritually, and professionally. And she wanted to provide women with an opportunity that she had been denied. When people would come in to talk to Mary Kay about the company, the male executives always thought that Mary Kay wanted to hear about the profit and loss. And no, she didn't want to hear about, the profit and loss and all of those business statistics. That's not what she wanted to hear.
Yeah.
She wanted to hear about the lives of the people who had been touched by the Mary Kay opportunity. She loved it when the sales force would write her that they were able to give braces to their children, or the family took their dream vacation, or their children came out of college, with no debts. That's what thrilled Mary Kay. It was her passion for helping other people. And the same thing when we started going internationally. Well, the international presidents would come in and they would want to talk to Mary Kay about all their great sales figures. And Mary Kay, she didn't want to hear that. She wanted to hear, what was Mary Kay doing for the women of Mexico? What was Mary Kay doing for women who didn't have opportunities like we have them here? That is what she wanted to hear. She also, had a passion to see that cancer was eradicated in her lifetime. And she had such a sympathy for those who had cancer. She was able to relate to them. And as a personal illustration, at one time we had like 9 people on the staff, on the Mary Kay staff that I managed. And one of them was a young woman. She was 33 at the time. She'd been working with Mary Kay, the company, for 10 years. And she got cancer. Well, when we told Mary Kay immediately got involved. She called the doctors in the area, and called Mills Oncologists because she had great faith in here, and set Julie up with an appointment with this oncologist. And then, as Julie said, it was a cold, drizzling, rainy day when she and her husband went to see Dr. Kahn. And after they got finished with all their tests and she went out into the lobby, there was Mary Kay.
Really?
Waiting for her, wanting to know all about the test results, giving her encouragement. And, because Julie worked on Mary Kay's staff, she knew how busy she was.
Right.
And of course, she was just in awe that Mary Kay would take time out of her busy day to come and be with her during that time. But then she also realized how much Mary Kay loved people and how much she cared about people. I'll give one more example of Mary Kay as the servant leader. And this is from the early days when the company was kind of feeling its way. Back in the early days, the sales directors were the ones that were spreading all the ideas and sharing ideas with each other, because they were trailblazing the marketing plan. They were trailblazing the ideas that were successful ideas. And so one of the Minneapolis top directors had made this flip chart, which you might, and these things were like 2 feet tall. They were huge. And they were kicking it off at a leadership conference. And Mary Kay was teaching a class right before they were to meet with with the people who were going to teach the class. She was teaching the teachers, and then they were going to go to their classes. Well, it ran over, and Mary Kay got really, really concerned that they weren't going to make it to their class on time. So she found out which sales directors had the classroom that was the farthest away. It was Anna Ewing. I don't know if you knew her. She was one of the really early pioneers. And she said, Mary Kay whipped up that flip chart and said, let's go. And Anna said, Mary Kay, I can carry that flip chart by myself. And she said, no, let's go. We've got to make it to your class on time. And so Anna goes, I was so embarrassed. Here's Mary Kay carrying my flip chart for me. But she said, you know what? That was such a visual lesson for me that I learned about servant leaderhood at that time.
Wow, those are great stories. And I don't know Anna, but I didn't know her, but I absolutely know her name. I love Mary Kay's caring heart. And we see evidence of that in so many of the stories. But you're right. I mean, she blazed a trail because she was so passionate. It was her why. It was her why. And so when we're blazing a trail, we've got to find our why, our passion for stepping out of our comfort zone. Mary Kay was on fire for her why, her passion, right? And so that's what fueled her to step out into.
And that's why the success stories of the sales force, that was her motivation. The more she heard that, the more that, her thoughts about women were solidified. She knew that they were wonderful. She knew that they could do great things. And she knew that an opportunity like this would change their lives.
Yeah, you're right.
And it did. And it did.
And it continues to.
Yes, that's right.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So what advice do you think that Mary Kay would give consultants today who want to blaze their own trail, but maybe they're nervous or uncomfortable or just not sure? What is the advice you think Mary Kay would give them?
Well, I would say that she would say, set goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of the most important things that you need to learn as a new consultant is goal setting. Most people never set a goal in their lives. But Mary Kay, it was a major theme in all her speeches. She talked about it all the time. Salesforce would write into Mary Kay and ask for her advice on what they could do to get their career moving. And she would say, set a goal. Many times she told people, your goal should be to do a 10-show week. that to her was a goal. Yeah. And at least a 5-class week. But she had a 4-step goal setting formula that she shared with everyone, and I'm going to share it now.
Okay.
The first one is decide what you want. The second one is write your goals down. Third, develop a plan. And fourth, set your plan in motion. And an important thing to remember when you are setting that goal is that you need to write it down And then it has to be valid, specific,
Yeah.
clear, and attainable. So those are the things that you need. If you set a wild goal that in the back of your mind is kind of like, I'll never achieve that goal. Well, you're never going to achieve that goal.
Right.
You've got to set a goal that's a step above what you have normally done, and then set another goal to a step above that. And that's the way you climb the ladder of success. That's why the ladder of success in Mary Kay is set up with, 1 recruit, 3 recruits, 5 recruits, DIQ, director. It's one step above. You take it a step at a time. And then, you have to put a time limit on it. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to do 10 shows. Well, Mary Kay would say, okay, do 10 shows in a week. But let's say that you say you're going to do 10 shows, and maybe you could do those 10 shows in 2 months.
Right.
And that's a much more realistic goal, but you're going to get results when you do something like that. So, and the very first, when she first started the company, she would ask people, when she was recruiting them, she'd say, now, can you hold 5, what do you call them now? Beauty shows, skincare classes, parties,
Yep.
whatever you want to call them, hold 5 a week.
Yeah.
And if someone told her, well, I don't really think I can, she'd say, well, maybe this career isn't for you, because she wanted women to make money. She wanted them to see that they could be successful, that you can't dilly-dally and say, well, that didn't work for me.
Yeah.
If you've never held 5 shows in a week. And because she held them accountable for that, they became national sales directors. Mary Kay expected them to do that. And that's what they said. That Mary Kay expected me to hold 5 shows a week.
Yeah.
And I did it because she expected it. And this was the foundation. Those 5 shows were the foundation of those first national sales directors' successful businesses.
Yeah.
And it was also the foundation of Mary Kay. When she could get the people to do the 5 shows, get on the ladder of success, that's the foundation that she needed for her success. So if a beauty consultant came to Mary Kay and met Mary Kay and they didn't have any goals, well, Mary Kay would set one for them. And I love to watch her with people. And if you talk to any of the emeritus, this is a story they'll tell you. When they met Mary Kay says to them, you look like a sales director to me. Are you going to be a sales director? Is that going to be your goal? Well, they would nod and agree with Mary Kay that was going to be their goal. Then they would have to go home and look in the consultant's guide and find out what a sales director was.
Right.
But they had committed to Mary Kay, and they were so committed to their commitment that all they would think of is Mary Kay would be disappointed with me if I didn't become a sales director. And so they did. The company set goals too. When the company was first started, Mary Kay and Richard set a goal of 100 beauty consultants as their foundation, and they didn't want just 100 beauty consultants. They wanted 100 quality beauty consultants who believed in Mary Kay's dream.
Right.
That was the crux. That was the passion. They had to believe in the dream. That is what Mary Kay shared. Every time she had a chance to talk to the beauty consultants or the sales directors, she shared the dream of this company that was going to change women's lives. And it did. Then after that, they had the Break a State contest where sales consultants were encouraged to share Mary Kay with someone in their family who lived out of state where there was no one else. And Ann Newberry shares about the time when she came into Dallas for her new director training. There was only 9 of them in the new director training. It was back in the 60s. And she said that Mary Kay had a map of the United States on her wall. And now this is when the company was small. She had pins wherever there were sales directors.
Wow.
And there was one pin in New Jersey, and she said to Ann, Ann Newberry, she said, Ann, do you see that pin? I mean, New Jersey, Massachusetts. Do you see that pin? And she said, yes. She said, that's you. You are going to spread the Mary Kay opportunity in New England. And, that's what she thought. She went home and she thought, I am it. I am the one that's going to spread the opportunity
Yeah.
in New England. And of course, she got busy doing that because she thought Mary Kay expected her to do that. So, Mary Kay, like she said, plan your work and work your plan. That's goal setting. And to illustrate this, Mary Kay had this great illustration. It's a story of when one time she was hooking a rug.
Okay.
And she just worked on it whenever she had time or whenever she felt like it. Well, then she thought, this is taking too long. I'm losing interest. And so why can't I finish this rug? So she decided, I'm going to use goal setting on this. So she calculated, how much time per day that we could spend on the rug, how many days she thought it would take to get it completed. And then she divided that into, what she would need to do for how many days. And she went to work that number of hours per day on that rug. And actually she discovered that she was able to finish the rug in about 1/3 of the time that she had
right.
when she was just working on it, whenever she felt like it. So that is the power of setting a goal, setting a time limit, and then executing your plan.
Gosh, Jennifer, I feel like I could literally hear Mary Kay Ash saying those words herself about the goal setting process. I love that you shared that. Those are Mary Kay Ash's words for sure. Okay, well, Trailblazers, you have got a great format right now, a foundation for our program to jump out and find the trail you want to blaze. Jennifer's shared with you so much insight from our founder and how she blazed her trail. Let's all go and just step out like Mary Kay Ash did and find the trail that we can blaze to change lives. But let's first get clear on our passion for this opportunity, this business opportunity that works and has changed women's lives around the globe for 61 plus years. That's the passion I want you to go blaze your trail with. Jennifer, thank you so much for sharing today. I have loved all these stories, and I know everybody listening has as well. All right, Trailblazers, have a great day. We'll see you back next week. Thank you, Jennifer.
Welcome. My pleasure.
Hey, hold on. Let's go ahead and go into the next little part. It's on number 1. So what did you think about that? She said, set a goal, write it down. And what were the other 2? Set a goal, write it down.
Decide what you want to do.
Decide. Okay. And what was the last?
Develop a plan and set your plan into motion.
Yeah, I'm writing it down. I couldn't write fast enough. Okay, let's go on to Linda Tupin. I thought that was pretty good. Pretty simple. I like those stories.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me share the screen. My beautiful Linda Tupin.
National Sales Director of Emeriti, Linda Tupin. I am sitting here in Lexington, Kentucky today, just a few weeks prior to Christmas, and I am excited to be your first Trailblazer teacher. Now, I understand your theme this year is Blaze a New Trail, and I'm going to take that literally. And I first want to start, and I'm sure you want to start by sending a lot of love to Karen. Not everyone who signed a Mary Kay beauty agreement got that level of leadership. Not everyone got a Karen. Not everyone got a program like this available to them. So be sure you send a lot of love to Karen. She probably had to remind me 3 times that this was a video and not a boxer, and which meant I had to get dressed and get cute in order to do it. So anyway, it takes a lot of work to put a program like this together. So you all need to send a lot of love to Karen. Well, today, as your beginning teacher and part of your first homework assignment, we're literally going to physically blaze a trail. We're going to talk about physically, where do you build your business? If you want to choose a word for 2025, why don't you consider the word intentional? I tend to think more like a man than a woman. I look at logic and statistics, and I look at the big picture. In fact, it's said that there will be on my tombstone a bell curve and a hierarchy, because I look at things in that prism. And so when we talk about you literally blazing a trail, we're going to decide today, where are you going to build your business? Be very intentional about where you're going to build it. Now, in 2025, you obviously can build anywhere in the world. And there is great value in building everywhere. And because we have platforms now that reach 1 billion people, you can certainly reach 1 billion people. However, when it comes to the hierarchy of best, better, the best, the worst, etc., at the very top of that hierarchy is in person. Now, if you cannot get with a person in person, face to face, then obviously what I'm doing with you right now is the next best thing, which is virtual, which is a Zoom, which is FaceTime, etc. So is it as good as if I was sitting across the table from you where I could reach out and touch you? No, it's not as good, but it's not bad. So when we think about where are you going to find your customers, where are you going to build customers, we're going to go back to how I did it. And obviously I did it before internet. Obviously I did it when we had to do face-to-face. This was not available to us. But I found out after about a decade or so that there was a pattern to my behavior that I could teach other people. I had small children. If I did nighttime appointments, I had to be able to pick them up from school, and I had to get supper started, and then I could go do my appointment, and then I could come home, etc. And I noticed that I was driving in a geographic circle from my physical location that made it possible for me as a young mom to do this. And then I began to realize how many hundreds of thousands of people lived in that geographic circle. So your first assignment for me today is you're going to do what I've done here on this piece of paper. I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to draw a circle, okay, that looks like that. Doesn't have to be cute. Then I want you to put where you live in the center of the circle. So I would put the word Lexington, Kentucky. Now, if you're from a big city, let's say you're from LA or Chicago or New York, that's fine. Your big city is a big city, but there's lots of suburbs and lots of places inside that circle that we're going to be working. All right, so the next thing that you need to do with your circle is then you want to label it north and east and west and south, as if it was a compass. Okay. Now, the first question you're going to ask yourself is, how far are you physically willing to drive or take a bus or ever how you travel where you live to go do an appointment? All right, be intentional. How far are you comfortable driving? And I'm going to assume that most of you on here, just to pick a number, would probably be willing to drive an hour to pick up a new customer and her family and begin to build a geographic area, because that's what we're going to do. We're literally going to go to different places and start building geographic areas for your Mary Kay business. Now, for me, I literally went through here, and 1 hour from me, northwest is Louisville, Kentucky. There's probably 10 pretty good sized little towns in that hour. I'm going to go north. That's Cincinnati, Ohio. Again, there's probably 4 or 5 pretty good little towns in there. I'm going to go south about 1.5 hours, and I'm going to pick up where I was raised. I'm going to pick up probably 10 more little bitty tiny towns down here. And then if I go about 1.5 hours to 2 hours east, I am over in Huntington, West Virginia. Now, when I look at the Census Bureau and I can figure out how many people live there, there's easily 1 million people who live within an hour's drive of me. There are diamonds in your backyard. There are literally tens of thousands of people probably that live within most of you all 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. So sometimes we're like over here in Timbuktu looking for somebody when they're really right there in front of you. Okay, so you've decided how many minutes you're willing to drive, and then identify, if you go northeast, south, and west, where would those towns be? Now, once we have that, what you're going to do is, in your mind's eye, you have to see the finished product before you start. I want you to see yourself building pockets of customers and hostesses and potential team members in about 10 or 20 of those geographic locations. All right. Now, how are you going to decide which one of those geographic locations that hit within this circle that you're going to build? Well, it's obviously going to be who you know. Hopefully by now you have a prospect list of 150 people. That's called your pretend wedding list. That's how many people are invited to the average church wedding in America. Look up the statistic. And they all know your name. They might know you personally, but they know your name. So you're going to start there. And then if you can't come up with 150, go over to Facebook and write down the 300 or 400 friends that you have over there, because you know 150 people that know your name. And so we're going to start with those people. Look at your Christmas card list. Look in your church directory. You're going to compile a massive list of people. And then we're going to decide where those people live. So let's just say, for example, I am intentionally wanting to build in Berea, Kentucky. It's about 30 minutes from me. It's a college town. It's kind of a real cool little hippy dippy. It's got its hippy dippy, and then it's got its hillbilly side, and it's got its redneck side. It's a great town. Now, why am I a big proponent of going out into smaller little communities like that? Is because you don't have a lot of competition. There's not a Dillard's and a Sephora on every corner. And so people tend to be a lot more loyal in those geographic areas. Now, that's not to say if you live in a big city that people aren't loyal. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying traditionally, when the further out you go in these little bitty communities, you'll find people who you don't have as much competition, and they're going to be much more open to you coming to their home. So we've got our circle, we know our towns, we've got our list, and we've identified our people. So how do you intentionally then decide, how do I get into those towns? Well, we've got to identify the people who live there. And then I want you, as you look at your identification list, okay, I know 5 people that live over here. I maybe know 2 people that live over here. I want you to examine those people for their behavioral style. Who is the gatherer? Who is the person that brings all the food when someone dies? Who is the nurturer in a community, in a church, in a family? Like, that's the girl you want. Okay, it's the girl you want, because she is going to want to help you, because you're literally going to go to these people and you're going to say, hey, I'm really in 2025 looking to build a strong Mary Kay business in Berea, Kentucky. So if that's my given little geographic area, that's one of my towns. And I'm looking for women in this area who obviously would like to help me do that. And I thought about you, and I'm going to make it worth your while. You look through this book, whatever you want in here, as long as you can gather me 5 people who have jobs, pick out something, anything in here, $100, it doesn't matter. It's yours. In other words, I'm going to play Monty Hall, and we're going to play Let's Make a Deal. But remember, I'm very selective about who I ask, because I'm going to ask the person who already knows a lot of people. She's a gatherer, she's a nurturer, and she wants to help people. That is a certain behavioral style. And so that is the person I'm going to target. Now, if she says, no, I'm not really interested in it, that's fine. You thank her for that, offer her a little lip gloss or something even for considering it, and then move on to the next person. But don't get caught up in your nose. All right. So once I have, and guys, you're not looking for 1,000 people. You're looking for one good family in each of these towns. Because here's what I know about all these little geographic locations that you're going to build. Once someone loves the product and loves you, they naturally, organically want to share with you. If you find you are constantly trying to get business, trying to get a party, trying to get a recruit, it's not organic. You've got to back up a step, because if it's fun, if you're a comfortable person to be around, and you're genuinely curious about other people, and I know my topic is not people skills, but when you're sitting with someone, just practice this. This is another good thing for your homework. Why don't you just practice? The next time you're in a group, be the listener. Ask curious questions about the person. If you were facialing me, and you were just genuinely curious about my life and my children and my grandchildren and why do I live on a farm, and you just were curious, I would like you. I just would like you. People today, after COVID, the thing they crave the most is human interaction, to be seen, to be valued, and to be heard. That's all people want. And if I can give you a little look into the future is AI. It's artificial intelligence. Have you ever called a number and thought, would someone just pick up the phone? If you would just pick up the phone, I could explain what I need and I don't have to go through this menu and talk to a computer. Well, that's only going to get much worse because even Facebook right now is completely controlled by artificial intelligence. You'll never talk to anybody at Facebook, okay? So what will be the most valuable thing to humans in the next decade? Human interaction. Human interaction. That's what we sell. That's what you sell. The product is just a way to have that human interaction. So you have something incredibly valuable, and that is you. And if you feel your people skills could need some improving, which we all do constantly, is learn to listen twice as much as you talk. And when you talk, ask questions and be naturally curious about people. So if you came to my home, you facialed me, you were genuinely curious, I would love your product. Now, if you were really smart, you would show me a lot more product than I could afford. And because I like you, because I trust you, because you told me that I could get it for free, I've already been thinking about my daughter-in-law, Hannah, and my daughter, Katie. And I'm like even thinking my little granddaughter, Ren, she's 10. She probably needs to start using something. Okay. And then I'm thinking about my next door neighbor across the horse field over here named Karen. See, I'm already thinking about those people because I like you. All you have to do is ask me and show me how to get my products for free. And because you're wanting to build here on Paris Pike in Lexington, Kentucky, I'm your girl. Make sure people know they're your girl. They're the person that's going to be responsible for you building Mary Kay in that area. And those customers become groups of customers. And groups of customers then begin to migrate to become consultants. And those consultants then build directors, and directors build national areas. That is how Linda Toupin built one of the largest organizations in the world. I did exactly what I showed you to do. Start with a map and start building. All right, homework is very simple. Draw your map, decide how far you're going to travel, identify the towns, get your 150 pretend wedding list out, start identifying who lives where, and remember to ask them and tell them that they are your girl to help you build in that town, and you're going to make it worth their while, whatever that looks like in your world. And practice your people skills this week. Be a listener. All right, you guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and be a trailblazer. Thank you, Karen, for asking.
Yay. Love Linda Toupin. Love me some Linda Toupin. What do you think about that?
Yep, I like it. No, it's because I've been wondering what's wrong with me, and that just explained it. You just have to listen and stop talking.
Yep, and that's it. Yep, Linda Toupin. I've been to a lot of her trainings. I have a lot of her trainings and her boot camps, director boot camps, and she taught us so much. I even have my binder with all my training material in there. I was supposed to be a national sales director. That's what my binder says. But I took a detour. So anyway, took a little detour. But I love this training, and we got 6 more weeks left. Just these nuggets. And you know what? If you guys could just hang in there and just show up every week, you're going to learn something to better your business. It's not, I mean, it's just like Linda. She's got some basic things to teach you how to build. She taught us how to build 2 hours around, and wherever you want to build. So I'm going to say this and then we're going to get off. But like I lived in Reno, Nevada. When I first moved from Hanford, I moved to Reno. So I started building there. And then I moved here. So I started building here. However, I still have customers and consultants up that way. I still have them. And I will get back into traveling back. I was traveling once a month for a while up there to do parties still and still build customers, still looking for more team members. So you got to pick an area where you want to build. This is why I travel. This is why I travel to the beach to do parties, travel to Templeton. I'm going to Napomo this next month to do a party. And I go to Oxnard, Ventura. I travel around to build in different pockets. So when you start building in other areas, if something happens into the little town where you're at and it wipes you out and you can't do anything and your teammates can't do anything, your customers can't order, you have people otherwhere outside of your little city that will be ordering and be still wanting products, and it'll keep your business going. So think about that. It doesn't bother me. That's why I went to Vegas and did parties and did facials. I meet people wherever I go, and I travel back there to go do facials and parties, because you want to build in other areas besides where you're at. And most consultants want to just build right there around them, you know, but we're virtual now to where we can build anywhere. So, you know, go, I have a thing that's going state to state to try to do virtual facials and get new customers and consultants in every single state. I think somebody was on a call the other day from leadership. I think it was, and she has, how many states? 30 something states that she has consultants in. I think it's Kiana McKinney. She has consultants in 34, 36 states out of 50. She has a consultant almost in that many states. So it's good to build. It's good to build out of your little backyard. It's a good thing. So well, I hope you guys learned something. And so we will be back on for part 2 or week 2 next week. And I will get that flyer ready for Monday night and we'll just make it happen. Okay, just RSVP, but I'll get the flyer and I'll post it. Okay. Okay, you guys have a good evening.
Okay, you too.
Okay.